Greetings, shalom. So many words have been perverted, haven't they? There's nothing wrong with the word, but it's so many people out there using it and they pervert because their heart's corrupt still and they use the word and then it taints the word, taints it. Um, this is a big one, and I'm here to try to give the deeper understanding and as I'm seeing things, exposing the wicked and those that are believers. See, wherever the heart is, this is where it'll go. And that's just what it is. So someone will ask, what day is it on? Trying to trip you. They don't really care about keeping it or any truth. They just want to trip you. And there's people out there. That's what everyone does. And they want to catch you in some kind of thing. And they can't trap Messiah. They can't actually do that. You can read about it. They couldn't trap him. He's going to give you words at the right time when you need it. When someone's out there to trip you, he's going to give you the words, and it's going to make they're trapped. This is what we're seeing, and it's being seen so much more and more and more as I'm seeing it, that you can see and discern the heart and why people do things. Just like Messiah was doing. Oh, he's God. He had some kind of magic power. This discernment's given. It's needed. Without it, we're hopeless to do anything good. We're worthless to do any good work. So the more somebody is actually wanting to keep the commandments and they're going in this direction, closer to the Creator, not further away, the more devils out there that are going to be sent to attack you. Your friends, your parents, I'm already seeing it. They come and attack you, and somehow they know. They want to bug you. They have no rest. And they want you to buy and sell and do things on your day off. How consistent this has been. Almost every time it's been that consistent, and it's making me wicked people. I'm getting angry. They just want to kill, steal, and destroy. They've never seen a believer in their life ever. And now they see something and it's exposing them. The light is shining on them. You can't hide a light, can you? You don't put it under a bushel, do you? The city that's on a hill is seen, isn't it? So then that light shines, and then the devil's in them, telling them what to do. Go and attack this guy. Go and attack your own son and try to get him to break the commandments, so that you can prove he's evil, and then you can continue to do what you do to sin. And if you can prove that this believer's evil and is just a tiny little mistake he makes, then there is no God, there is no believers, and I can continue believing my golden calf God and keep going to church with fake peace. Wicked, man. And believers can appreciate this, and I hope there's at least a few that see it. So I'm not going over here going, keep the Sabbath day, do it right now, perfectly, all these things, right? That's just not how it's going to be. If the heart's there, though, the crooked path will be made straight. And this separates the wicked from the righteous. That's it. It's that simple. It's a test. There is no way. There is no way to do it. The path is already crooked and they don't believe it. So a fake believer will go, it's impossible. It's inconvenient. I can't do this. And they'll make excuses to skip the wedding. I can't do this. Oh, I got to read a lot. I got donkeys to test. I got a woman to take care of. Read the word that's there. I got this. I got that to do. Sorry, let me be excused. Thank you. This is impossible, and you're insane, and you're carnal, and you're commanding wicked things. Commandments are slavery, all the accusations, the railing accusations. So I'm experiencing it's not fake. Christians hate the commandments with fervent hatred. I'm already seeing it constantly. My own family's against the believer. They try to do something every single time to make me break commandments. That's it. And it's such a sneaky way he gets us to see. Oh, get into like stock trading, get into this, do this, buy and sell. It's amazing. And when you start saying no, that's it, reject it. And stop trying to give me gifts and give me things. They want to own you. And it's sad to see that with your own parents. I don't live with them, but they want to own you. They want you to be in debt to them so they can control you. It's really sad. It's really sick. People have no idea what's going on, why people do things. I'm seeing it. I'm being given to see it. My personal experience lining up with the scriptures. He'll send people out. He says so. And then they go and kill them in the parable. They want to kill you. Spiritual destruction. That's the primary focus, the heart, not so much like literally killing someone. They know not what they do. This is what they're doing. I can't count how many times they want me to do something out of all the times on my day off, buying and selling, getting into something I don't want to get into, gambling pretty much. I found a way to make lots of money. It's money's in their heart. That's it. Destroying them. This is prophecy. And you tell them, you keep doing this, you're going to end up broken in destruction on the street. It's a serious judgment, It's waxing worse and worse for them, not better and better. So they go to church and try to find false comfort, okay, and sing songs and dance and try to forget all their sorrow and fake faith that they don't have. What do devils that go to synagogues of Satan do? They have to live it up because they don't believe anything happens after they die. They don't have that faith. They're masquerading as having it. They need to get as rich as they can and popular, maybe not everyone not everyone is given to have that, but they want to be something. It's all the same. They want to control. That's one of the biggest, darkest secrets of the devil, is everyone wants to control people that have the devil in them. Sneaky, tricky ways. That's why they rage at you for no reason. You're just passing by in the truck on the street and they say you can't do this, and they start raging. They want to control and own you. I've seen it many times already. Strange things. Someone just tried to ragingly, they were behind me, some woman, and she tried to pass me, like flooring it, and I didn't let her. I stepped on. Then she had to hit the brakes and make a right turn. What was that all about? She wanted to see me real bad. Something, man. They send the devils, to go out and spy out the liberty. Oh, those words start coming alive now, don't they? Spying out the liberty. What's going on over here? This light shining in this truck, the Father's light, and I need to see what's going on. I need to destroy it. This can't be true. Oh yeah, that's what's going on. Devils out there, man. So then when they find a real believer, it's really valuable. It's really valuable if there's a real believer out there, because they could use some, somebody else out there that's like-minded. I'm telling you and giving you my experience. And it's not about do this tomorrow or else, it's about the heart. So with me, the heart has been chastised to the point of keeping the Sabbath day. That's what the heart wants to do from the heart. So then it manifests as those words I read. And now the devils come and attack me all the time. And they want me to do something and buy and sell. And it's crazy. It already happened just a day ago. 2, I don't remember. Day. People, they come and test you. Your parents, they come and test you, and they want to own you and control you. And this is the vision and sight he's given me recently on the control thing that I wasn't seeing. And now it's really ugly that I see it. It's real bitter. It's more bitter than death to see your own family want to control you like this, and they'll never own up to it because they're slaves to sin, and the devil's all about control and destruction. Control freaks is what we become if we don't have the Father in us. So that means the Father isn't like that, is he? No, he's not a control freak. They want to control you. They want you to be in debt to them. This is why it says invite those that can't pay you back, and then you'll be repaid in the resurrection of the just, something they don't believe that happens. So they have to live it up as much as they can in this life, Christians, because they don't believe those words. They don't believe there's a resurrection. They teach their pagan immortal soul thing that they just never die. That's it. The serpent teaching right there, you shall not die. It's so clear, but I could say these words and someone else needs to see them yet in the heart, that this is a serpent's doctrine. So I want to be careful and say, look, I can see what's going on better than before. So you don't go and say, oh, keep the Sabbath day like a carnal Jew on this day, and you better do it right now. And if not, it's not like that. But there's discernment that's happening though. So I haven't kept it perfectly. Why? Because the heart still needs perfected more. Yeah, I'm just perfect. He's got me to see something that I haven't seen, and now I do it perfectly day one. No, I don't want to do this unperfect thing. So that's why the spirit is against the flesh, so that you cannot do what you want. Read what Paul said there. It's actually protecting you, so you don't do things like with an intention, purposeful heart, or else you die, and that's it. The spirit's warring against the flesh, so you can't do what you want. Free will, it's a joke. It makes me laugh. And yet, to be going into this liberty, being freed from sin is liberty. So they want to spy out and come and see you. It's this liberty that they're seeing you have. They're seeing something. Spy it out and try to destroy it. There's Judases out there that spied on somebody's liberty, and they stole the doctrine, some of them. And they could never have true doctrine all around, never. There's always going to be dead giveaways. And then they use it for their own gain, like Judas, to sell books and make money. Their heart's corrupt, utterly. It's not about the books, it's deeper than that. It's pointing back to the heart. So then if I buy something at the store, right, and people are saying, this is crazy, Ryan, this is crazy, this is not sin. I'm looking back and he's showing me that was something's not right. Shouldn't have done this, shouldn't have done that. And yet it's not a robot command, dude. It's hard to explain. I did this things, whatever I did, buy, and it's not a day to make money and buy things and do your own works. It's telling me something about the heart. If my heart's perfected in this one thing, which needs work, then it's not going to do these things. And it does these things, and he shows you why it does these things, why you do these things, and why you slipped up and did something like this, is because there's still just a little bit of money or buying, or there's still a little imperfection in there, see? It needs to be burned out through the process of testing. So you read it. I will test them to see if they keep my law or not. I read that. Israel, right around that Sabbath day. It's like one of those commandments that are a sign. It's more than just a commandment. It's like the perfect sign of a believer or an unbeliever, while being careful, because it took quite a long time to get to the point I am now. See, so it's not about do this tomorrow, or else you're not a believer. And that's what they're going to try to make you, accuse you of believing that and teaching that, so they can throw you down and throw the truth you've been given down. Tricky. When we read about serpent, it's really tricky, and it's quiet, and it slithers in and bites and poisons people. It's what it's like. People are doing this spiritually. It's like that venom. And the Father does this himself. He sends servants, he sends prophets, and then you go and stone and kill them. He says you're going to do that to Jerusalem, to the people. And they did. And they did. That's prophecy, isn't it? So they try to kill you, see, steal out your liberty, and they don't want to see anyone actually living the truth. If they did, they would be your brother. Instead, they hate it. They can't stand someone they've never seen a believer in their whole entire life, 40 years of church. And now they're attacking the very things someone says they believe the Bible, and all the commandments and laws we read about, everything they just dump right in the garbage. Cannot keep the Sabbath day. Parents can't do it. Family can't do it. Friends can't do it. They just will not. They don't want it in their heart. But there's a crooked path. This is the problem. And in this, what I'm being given to see is this commandment is a sign, because the path is so crooked it can't be done unless he actually does it. And it exposes those that are on the crooked path that don't believe he can make it straight. So then that's what they receive. Can you see this judgment? They say, you can't do this, like I was told. You're going to destroy yourself. You're going to go on the street. Father can't make the path straight. That's what they're saying. So for them, it's true. And it stays true. For them, it's true. That's what's in your heart, so it is. You say, I'm a man of, bitterness and don't reap where I sow, and I'm just a control freak. So it is for you. That's what you are now, because you say I am. Messiah's judgment back on people. Every time, perfectly, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. He can do that judgment. He can do that. We don't do that judgment. So I'm saying I'm seeing the attack. It's not a coincidence. I'm seeing attacks. And I'm seeing that I haven't kept it perfectly. You know what I'm saying? So that carnal, it just wants to resist, and it keeps resisting. It doesn't want to do it right. How long will it, it says in there, how much longer will you just keep breaking my commandments? When are you going to keep them? You read it. Why do you keep breaking them? So a believer is going to have that experience, I believe, and they're not going to have it all right in one day. So I'm talking about the commandment as it written, and then yet I'm not, because it's about the heart. These are hard words. People don't want to hear it, but when you start doing these things, then the power comes. It's like the opposite of what people think, You want to know him, you want life, and you just want to keep denying what he says to do. Then you don't know him and you have no life. And you deny yourself and start destroying yourself. He's doing this in you. And you think it's going to be utter destruction, and then he makes you alive somehow, Makes you handle what no one else can handle. They literally cannot bear it. So they need to keep buying and selling and making more and more money, never being content. So what I'm saying is not some kind of dollar amount, some kind of carnal thing. It's the heart knowing that the Father's giving whatever they need, and they know the difference. That's all. They know the difference. And then their heart is not chasing after something. He just gives, and you have, and nobody believes you when you say it. Well, he could give someone more and someone less if he wants to do that, carnal things. And if your hearts gave it up, you have to give up everything, right? Just like we read. We gave up mother, father, brother, sister, houses. And what are we going to have? That carnal kind of mindset. If everybody's saved, what's the purpose? What am I going to have? Peter's saying, whoever said this. If that man turned away sad, and you say he could do all things, signifying he can pull him back and save him someday, what will I have? Why am I leaving all these things to follow you? Remember, Messiah's not here physically with us, so they literally left houses and brothers and mothers and sisters, so we can see what needs to be done in the heart, following him in spirit. It's not about the flesh, it's about the very thing that you can't prove to someone. So they'll just falsely accuse you all day long. Look at him. He's got this. He's got a car. He's got a house. He can't be humble. Impossible. He's a liar, you know. But he tests the heart, and you know the heart. So you'll know where you're at. You'll know if you're faking it. If you're a believer, he'll show you you're faking it if you are. So I saw the vicious attacks over the few months. Pretty consistent. And it's sneaky and tricky, and they never admit anything. They just will not admit, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And they're doing it. Been blinded, man. And I don't want people to be blinded. False prophets want you blind. They're never going to tell you, so that you keep on worshiping them, buying their things, merchandise. They don't keep the Sabbath day because their heart's not there. Believer can't do that forever. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying this needs to be done overnight. I'm saying they can't go on forever resisting truth bitterly. It's that simple. One thing could expose you as false. One major thing. I've kept adultery. I kept this. I've kept that. Okay, sell what you have and follow me. And he walks away sad. One thing exposes the heart as wicked all along. Loving the world. Loving riches, which means this is what happens most. This example about money is like the most that people will not let go. Buying and selling money, the mark of the beast. And they can't keep the Sabbath day. They cannot do it. Because the path is crooked and it needs to be made straight to actually keep this in the heart. So when you keep it in the heart, he's going to make a way so you do it, so that you're not contradicting his own word. So that's an experience of actually having faith. Yeah, it is. All day long they talk about faith and they don't have it. You're sitting there not knowing how you're going to do this, how you're going to overcome this sin, and he makes a way somehow. See, you believed what you didn't know in the future would happen and didn't see a way. They make excuses and run away. I'm just trying to paint the picture, the difference, so people see what's going on. They run away. They don't believe that he's going to do that. I've got this going on. I've got that. All the excuses. We got some examples. Oxen, and we could say what? Transportation, cars, houses, the love for it. Money, of course, women, like Messiah mentions. People will make all these different excuses. Excuse me. Thank you. I gotta go for the wedding day. And then there's people out there. See, I'm living these words, not everything at once, but I'm seeing these words and living this word over here, living this word over here. And someone goes to me and says, Messiah came already. I want to slap them in the face. Wake up. Hello, wake up. You can't tell me that while there's way deeper things going on that I know are true in my life, and you come out with this carnal doctrine on the surface and say Messiah came already so that you excuse yourself from the wedding. Wicked man. He needs to be thrown in judgment. He needs to be chastised, which is what's happening to the believers right now. So much deeper. We don't need confirmation from anyone, proof. He's already showing us whatever we need to see. That's all. How come I'm living these parables, like, day by day, something here a little, something there a little, more understanding here, how come that's happening? If this thing already passed away and is done, which means the parables don't apply to anyone. It was for the Jews 2,000 years ago, and now they don't apply. Oh, really? How come you do what exactly I say you're going to do? Why is that working still? How come you can't stop lying and sinning? You know, how come this prophecy is working right now? I'm telling the truth. They don't know they don't have it. They don't know the new covenant age. They don't see anything. Moses taught the people, and the people kept resisting and having a problem. That's going to be us, see? And we find out it's us. That's the difference. We find out it's us. That's the difference. And we go, uh-oh, you know, I'm doing what I read. People do. Okay, looks like I need a little help in this direction. Help me. Otherwise, the devil's going to come and take over because I'm not more powerful than the devil, am I? Who's more powerful than the devil? Some individual. No one. This is why it's so easy, and once you see it, and clear and simple to understand. There's not people out there that are 50-50, half goat, half white and black and all this nonsense. If they don't have the Father in them, the Creator and the Messiah in them, the devil has overtaken them by default. That's all. Different ways, different traps, different stumbling stones, different divisions, and they all attack each other. You know, but the true body doesn't attack each other. It lightly chastises and nudges in the correct direction, and that's it. It doesn't force or do commands out of some kind of wicked controlling heart. Do this today or else you're not a believer. You know, can't have that kind of spirit. So sometime back then, I'm thinking, okay, if this is what he's showing me and this is true, and I don't want to do this, it's exposing myself as false, so I need to do this. How is this going to happen? So you ask, and then it starts doing it. There's people out there that teach sneaky, slippery things. Somebody I've known for a little over a year, that, you know, been separated. Father doesn't do anything, you know, just because he understands the doctrine on the surface, sovereignty. It's not doing anything. I'm praying all the time by, you know, like what Paul says, pray without ceasing. But see, I saw something in there, slippery, slithery, and that he's not doing anything right now. Therefore, he doesn't have to do anything because he's sovereign. So because of this belief, he's self-deceived, and that comes back on him. And since he says he's not actually doing anything, he doesn't do anything for him. Man, it's tricky, man. So whatever this man says, so it is for him. Oh, I don't need to like literally pray or ask anything because he's already got it all figured out. So for that man, it is. So for that man, it is. He doesn't ask, he will not receive. For him, it's true. That means there could be lust, murder, control, and all kinds of breaking of things in the heart because Father's got it already. You know, I'll have to ask. You've given the verse, ask and receive. Then they go just like the carnal church world. Yeah. Then they go to this verse to throw that one down. I'm going, uh-oh. Such and such person is doing what they expose every day with videos. And they're doing it. And they can't see they're doing what they say. Prideful, self-righteous beast, you know, every time these phrases are given. And I'm looking at it. I'm going, is that what it is? Because it says it so much. Prideful, self-righteous beast. Everyone's a prideful, and it's like a hatred towards people. And so it could just be that what someone says so often, repeating it so many times, the Father gives them this delusion, and they actually are what they repeat the most. Prideful, self-righteous beast. Scary. I've seen this thing elsewhere too. 613 commandments, every video. 613, making it sound You know, no one can do, I'm good, I'm doing this 613, 613, 613. So for that man, it is, you know, that's his weakness right there. There it is. He's talking about it. Because whatever a carnal man accuses someone of or repeats so often, it's pretty much a given that's what they are still. It's a very specific thing I'm talking about. I'm not saying you can't repeat one. That's not the point, see. But it's things that are repeated so often all the time, and it's like a giveaway sometimes. What commandments? They went away. The law vanished. So there was another one. Uh-oh, what's going on here? How can he say Moses is gone and have Messiah in him at the same time? It's not possible. Literally not possible. Literally. I can't get more literal. Literally not possible for that man, whoever it is. The law went away, and they explain why and how. For that man, it's true. Secret judgment there, he shows us these things. This is, people can't see this judgment. For that man it is, which means no laws and commandments in the heart, and they could all be summed up with love. And people use that and twist it and love as if it's one thing all by itself. It means nothing. It's just love. So this is an example where Paul says you can have all knowledge and all mysteries, saying a lot of right things, right? More knowledge than the whole church world. And if you don't have love, you're just ding, ding, just blown in the wind. There's nothing inside, hollow. You don't have the commandments in your heart. You don't have love in your heart. That's what he's saying. And you're just a tingling, whatever the King James Version. So you're just a noisy bell or something, noisy, what is it, chimes? I don't know what they're called, whatever. Hollow, just making lots of noise, disrupting things, saying a lot of words, exposing everyone, I started going in that direction, and I saw it. And when you're with someone so long, is this, if indeed they are, you start becoming it. I saw it. You start calling people prideful, self-righteous beasts out of pride and some hatred, some secret hatred. Start saying that, really thinking highly of yourself. This is how they get tricked. Pride, people that they can have some right doctrine or even a lot of knowledge, and they get deceived and tricked. He gives the giveaways every time. They don't pray. They don't watch and pray. That's foolishness to them. Because some other false teacher said that's what religion does. They bow on their knees and they hold their hands, and I'm praying all the time. I'm doing what Paul says, pray without ceasing. There is a truth to this, but they twist it. They're not actually doing it, see? And then someone hears that doctrine, they like it, and it sounds right, and the words are actually right. And they actually don't believe they need to pray literally at all, so they don't. They don't ask things anymore. They're the ones that just got doctrine from someone else, never receiving any insight from the Father himself. So what did I hear so much of? What did I hear so much of now that I think back? Such and such looks like he just heard doctrine. There's nothing true about him. He just heard somebody. He's just repeating. That's this person over here. And what am I seeing? Looks like it just might be that that's what the person was after all. What they accuse someone else of. When the beast gets spotted, it rages. And someone spotted, the third person said something. See some pride in here. And then it went to full rage. I even got growled at, I don't like talking about these things. The beast came out. I had to go away. That was the end of that, Then I tried to come back later and nobody answers. So it's like a Judas experience. And I know Judas's end, unfortunately. If indeed it was, and I still hope, it's not. But man, everything's telling me the experience, what he's showing me it is. And I still hope it's not. But if it is, that's his end. It doesn't have to be literally like that. That's not what I'm saying, but it's just destruction. No, just no peace, just pure destruction. So there's people out there that are teaching doctrine, but they don't believe or do or see or, not doing these things in the heart themselves. So what I'm finding out constantly is true is whatever we read, it's true. Knock and it will be open. Pray all the time, about things, because you have to watch out for the enemy. And the disciples fell asleep. And they would have said, being carnal still, what do you mean? I pray all the time. What are we watching for? There's no danger around me. Can't you see it's peaceful? It's a trap. It's a trick. It's something like the thing we read about, the enemy. Watch for the enemy. They're coming. Look at them. This represents the enemy, the devil and his messengers. You watch out for spiritually and other people attacking the enemies. They'll attack you. He drives the enemies away, to their own destruction, and we don't like seeing that. And you find out the heart of giving isn't there either. They don't want to really do anything. It's just for knowledge. Just look at me and the knowledge I have. I never do anything. I'm never led by the Spirit to do anything for the kingdom. Nothing. And at the same time, I'm not telling someone what to do. You just believe that. So you don't have to worry about it. You just believe he'll do whatever he needs to do. You actually believe and pray that. The other person's not praying that. That's the difference. They don't pray for that. He'll answer. You have to do what the scriptures say. They're not just words for no reason. And yet somehow he's sovereign and does all things, at the same time. And yet you have to do something still. I don't know how that works. It's all working somehow. I don't have the perfect answer for that. Carnal people like to go into things they can't see, they've never seen or heard, and they want to give you answers for everything. I'm okay with saying I don't know. I don't know how he works like that. See, that person says that he's not. The Father doesn't do anything, as if he's not even here. It's just prophecy. It's all fixed, and this is what happens. Therefore, I am an example of praying without ceasing. See, it's a trick. And it's a lie. It's a lie, Underestimate the power of our Creator. That he's doing that, what they say, and he's also here right now, not faking anything. It's not faking anything. So they don't pray, and that was one of the things exposed. I don't think he prays at all, like ever. So I asked, out of some kind of concern, what do you think the response was? I don't even know if it's right for me to be giving this, but it might be, because I believe it's okay, because examples are, that's what the scriptures do. It's what people do. The believers, the disciples, they give examples of these things, Rage. Why would someone be in rage for asking a simple question? Because you touch something that's true. Watch out for it. Watch out for that rage when you touch something that's true. You spotted something they were hiding all along, and they're not actually doing. It's one of the things he's given to see. Oh man, that's loud. I see it in people, see? Oops, I forgot to press complete on this one. Just a second, please. So what am I saying? Don't worry about tomorrow. If you have a problem, you just ask. That's all. Look, I don't know if I can't keep this commandment. Show me how. Make a way. That noise, it like rings twice. I don't know why. And then you believe that, it's like not a joke. You don't just say the words like out of spite. I said the words, like a rebellious child. Said the word, I said I'm sorry, but there's no heart there. That's all I'm saying to do. If somebody needs wisdom or answers, you can't get them from people. All the actual heart answer, you can't. That's got to be taught by our Creator, by the Messiah in us. And someone could nudge you in the right direction, and that's happened to me. It's happened to me. But they can't give you the actual understanding, the real thing, to see it. It's the very thing we're blinded from. So see, when the heart doesn't have money and buying and selling in it with the weird foul intention, the love of it, it's going to manifest eventually, and he'll make a way. He's not going to say do this and now the path is crooked, looks like you can't do it. Here's a secret. A believer's life is disrupted majorly for wanting to keep the commandments. Ultimately, it's disrupted big time. It's coming, if that isn't coming yet. And the reason why is because you're proof. You have to live it, and denying and rejecting this world, and you become the actual proof of it, the works. Whereas everyone else, they're really faking it because they haven't rejected, denied, or suffered anything in Messiah's name's sake, for the kingdom of heaven's sake at all. They don't have that belief in them that, look, it's all going to be worth it, and he puts that in you, and lifts you back up in troubled times. They don't have those kind of benefits. You're literally starting to do, not out of pride, what other people literally cannot do. Giving up money doesn't mean you never buy bread. People will do really sneaky things to try to accuse you. But you don't have it in your heart. You don't love money in your heart. Where's the scripture that says you can't even, buy food so you can eat and survive? It doesn't exist. And they're going to try to teach that it does when you're giving truth. What it is teaching is put this on the side, on the, put it on down here. Seek the kingdom, and all the things you need will be added to you. It's a trap. Can't you see that? It's a trap. If you seek the kingdom, all the people, all the things they want in this world, see, that they're going after, you'll have just what you need. It's not that we want to be, be at the top and be rich and famous. I'm not saying that, but you'll have what you need. So when they say, my job, my this, my that, you think he won't give you the things you need if you seek the kingdom first? So you literally have to take a step in no man's land spiritually. Take a step and go, uh-oh. And because you take that step, he nudges you to do it. He's going to open up the pathway, see, over time. With whatever teaching, it doesn't matter what it is. Everything works like that. And they don't take that step, And I'm not blaming them. I know they just can't do it. You know, I see why they can't do it, because even the believers barely could start to do that, you know? They could barely start doing that. Even they struggle. The elect are scarcely saved, then where will the ungodly be? You know, in judgment. I don't know what that verse meant. I think I'm seeing it, what it means now. You know? The righteous are scarcely saved. What does this mean? Saved from burning in literal fire? No, in this life, you know, overcoming sin to keep the commandments. They just barely get by, you know, but the Father makes them get through. Then where it's a contrast, well, then it's going to be judgment. Definitely. It's like he's like screaming, well, judgment, big time judgment. So what they ran away from in this world, they're going to have to go through somehow, some way. I don't know how that's going to work out, but that's the teaching. You know, and the heart's ready for such and such, then it'll come, it'll manifest. So when people talk about the commandments and ask questions, they're talking about the letters only, with only that understanding. That's the problem, that you can't give them that true insight. You know, try to write so many words to try to get to that meaning, and it's hard to do. So see, he's showing me what Sabbath day is over time. I'll know more tomorrow and next month, 6 months, 7, 8 months from now. I'll have it all figured out. What it's talking about of the heart. And then when the heart's really doing this, see, it's gonna have to eventually look something like this right here, like we read. When you command what we read, and that's the only understanding, it just kills all day long. See, that's why the gospel is given, so that Messiah is in them when they believe. Because doing a bunch of this and do this and don't do this, that's just death. How can someone that doesn't have the Spirit, the Father in them, how can they actually do those things? They can't. So that's why he gives the gospel, you know, and Messiah teaches the gospel of the kingdom, you know, and they do away with those words. Say it's for the Jews only, you know. It has everything to do with right now for every person, for things now and things to come. That's what those parables are for. Okay, I gotta go. I'm back on the road. You know, consider what I say, you know, about letters killing. You know, it's not about that. And yet at the same time, did I ever say, don't keep the commandments, don't keep the Sabbath day? Is someone going to be able to find this video, go backwards and say I said that? And then we're not like carnal Jews that say, do this and don't, you know, they have a foul spirit about it. It's a trap. Can't be like that. That's what the favor's for. It's not up to you. He knows it's not up to you to do the actual thing, like by your own power. And this is the very thing they reject and deny. That's the Sabbath is just one example of separating believers from unbelievers. The problem with that is there's people out there that look like they keep it. They just understand letters, and then sure enough, the Father gives the signs. Well, they keep it on a foul day because there's something wrong with the heart spirit in them. See, it's connected to Satan's kingdom still. So therefore, it's not about the day, Saturday, Saturn's day. It's about the heart being connected to something evil still, and therefore it manifests as being fairly highly attached to that pagan day, you know, and saying it's on this day. And then it looks like foolishness to people when I could say the words and say, that's wrong. I know that's wrong. That's not the truth. And I'm talking about something much deeper, and they think I'm talking about Saturday, you know. That's what he's given me to see. All right, I gotta go. Please take care, seek truth.